What is up, YouTube? This is Chris, I'm Professional Dad, and I'm back with another knife video. This week we went live, and in that live, an absolute excellent question was asking me. Zach, who's been with me almost from the very beginning, from the very first video I ever posted. I mean, it might not have been the first video, but it was really early in my channel. I've already been around 5.5 months. I can't believe that much time has went by this quick. It has been so fast. And Zach has been there for the entire ride. So thank you, Zach. I appreciate you and your family more than you know. Your amazing wife. You guys are awesome. But Zach asked me a question. And it's crazy how we can get inspiration from the most unusual and unexpected places. And his question has inspired me to do this video right now. He asked me, hey Chris, what would you take? What would be your opinion if you had to choose between the Microtech Amphibian and the Microtech MSI? Now, he was already pretty sure what my answer would be because he's heard me talk about the knives before. And he was correct. And I'll answer that again right now. But that led me to start thinking. And for the last couple of days, I have been thinking. I was like, you know, I do have all these different brands. I have so many different knives. I've also been thinking about downsizing a lot of them because I don't need this many. And I'm wanting to go in other directions and get knives that I haven't looked at yet. So why not offload these and bring in different ones? You know, it is what it is. I just don't know if I can part with my kids yet. I don't know if they're ready for college. I'm not ready to send them out the door. I mean, they got their bags packed already. I'm just not ready to kiss them and hug them goodbye. You know what I'm saying? We'll get there. But Dad's got to take some steps. It is what it is. I need therapy. Regardless, I started looking at all these brands and looking at all these knives, and I was like, well, if I had to choose between this brand, this knife, and this knife, what would I choose? And the next thing I said, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to list my favorite knife of all of the brands that I have. I've got a lot of different brands. I'm going to pick one knife that's my favorite out of each one. Now, here's a couple caveats. The first one is, I have to have at least 3 knives of a brand to list it. I have to. If I only have 2 knives, that's not enough of a sampling to really get a feel for what the brand can do or bring to the table. And if it's like a fixed blade and a folder, that's not really a comparable comparison. If I only have 1 knife, then obviously that 1 knife is going to be my favorite. So if I don't have at least 3 knives of a brand, that brand is not going to be listed in this video. I'm going to try to do it really quick. There's a lot of knives on this table, but I'm going to try to fly through it. I know I say that every time, and then 3 days later, we're talking about Barbie movies, prices of gas, Delta Force, G.I. Joe, Queen concerts. I mean, I don't know. We'll get there. We'll talk about something, I'm sure, before the end of this video that has nothing to do with knives. I can't help it. Again, I told y'all already, I need therapy. You all are the ones that keep watching, not me. Maybe it's you all that need therapy. I don't know. We'll have to figure this out. But we're in it together, either way. All right, so I'm going to list these off. I am going to fly through it. All right, and I'll also do like, instead of doing it all premium heavy up front and then budget at the end, or vice versa, I'll try to scatter them around a little bit throughout as I go. I'm going to start off with a premium though, because this is a brand that I'm absolutely fond of. It's also a brand that I talked to somebody about in comments earlier, because I've done videos. This is a knife that if you was looking to get your first next level premium knife, I listed several knives that you should consider, or at least that I would consider that I have. And the reason I have those knives is because I watched other people's videos of knives that you should consider when getting your first next level knife. And I got all of them. So I have them all as samplings, and I was pretty much able to confirm that. I mean, I took some off their list and put my own taste on it and stuff like that. But one knife that was definitely on every list, including mine, is the Lion Steel Mito. I love Lion Steel. I know that a lot of people don't like Lion Steel, or they don't like Italian knives. Italians still do the whole guilds over there. I've talked about it before. It's a heritage, lineage thing, a family thing. You know, they do it for generations, and they take it very serious. And I think that Italian-made knives are excellent. I think that they have some really great stuff. Is there a problem with heat treat on some of them? Maybe. I've never had that issue, but I'm actually going to do a video about that because it's something I was talking about recently about that. and about the opinions of different knives and blade steels and stuff, and where I think some of that stuff comes from. But the line steel Mito, I've said this many times, I've got a lot of nice knives. The Chris Shreves, the McNeese, all the other ones, Spydercos, Chavez, I've got a lot of them. And the line steel Mito and the other Italian-made knives, when you hold them in your hand, I mean, look at this. Look at that engineering. Look at this craftsmanship. This knife is so well made. The tolerances, the fit and finish, it's so excellent. Titanium handles, milled pocket clip, carbon fiber handle on this side. Now, I do wish that I'd gotten all titanium or, micarta. I know that carbon fiber is big, and when I first got into the knives, because of the zero tolerance 0562 I had back here that was carbon fiber, it made me want to get other carbon fibers. Since then, I've lost my zeal for carbon fiber. It's still awesome, and I do like some knives in that, but I do like micarta a little bit more, or all titanium. But regardless, this don't have thumb studs. It's got a flipper tab, Bowler M390, fantastic knife, excellent made, and also the crown spine, get out of here. I mean, I don't know why I love a crown spine so much. To me, it makes a knife have such an elegant premium feel. The line steel Mito is one knife that it does not matter if you want to be a gentleman executive situation with a very elegant, classy, sophisticated knife, or if you want to do some hardcore beat down EDC, cutting 1,000 boxes, beating through some staples, cutting cords, whatever you want to do, the Mito can fit every scenario or situation it's thrown at, and I'm telling you, the Mito is fantastic. M390, again, and I'm gonna talk about something with that in an upcoming video. All right, so the line steel Mito is my favorite line steel, hands down. Next, let's talk about cold steel. All right, cold steel, I almost hate doing this one because everybody's going to know exactly what my favorite cold steel is, because it's the knife that I love and talk about all the daggone time. I've got a lot of cold steel knives, a lot. It's not the Engage. It's not the fixed blades that I've got over there. It's hands down, I mean, the 8010. I mean, S35VN, a massive knife, triad lock, reversible pocket clip, dual thumb studs. This knife is massive enough to do almost any job. It's secure enough with that triad to do outdoor survival type work, batoning, bushcraft, whatever. But also, that action is snappy. I mean, it's got action. So look how thick that is. So, I mean, excellent action. So if I want to just whip something out for a quick use or whatever, I can do it with this, but I can also do some serious hardcore work with this. This has got more pocket time than you take any three knives that I have that have the most amount of pocket time and put them together, and it still won't compare to the amount of pocket time I've got with this. I love it. But I wanted to do one caveat here because of cold steel, because I do think this is a generic answer because everybody's already going to know this. I want to show you something because I did show it recently. The SR1 Lite is very similar in size. Now this one is Tonto tip, and I love Tonto tip knives, but for use and EDC and actually carrying them, I don't want to feel like a ninja or anything like that, or too tactical. It's just not my vibe. I like having them, but if I was going to carry it, I'd rather it be a drop point. So I'd like to have this in a drop point or an S35VN. But you're still getting a massive knife with good weight, a good thick blade stock, dual thumb studs just like this one. You've got the triad lock just like this one, but there's a massive difference in price. So if somebody likes the AD10, but you can't afford to pay that 3-digit price tag on that, an option that you can go with is this. Now this does have HCR blade steel, but HCR has excellent corrosion resistance, excellent toughness. It just doesn't have edge retention. but it's so easy to sharpen, it makes up for it almost. And I've done some videos on edge retention for HCR. The amount of use that you're going to do on a daily basis is probably going to hold up for it. But look how snappy that is, and look how big it is. So that would be probably my alternate for cold steel, is that. All right, let's go. Let's go CJRB. All right, CJRB was almost this one right here because I love the large pyrite. This is titanium handles, a button lock, dual thumb studs, excellent jimping. It's not micro jimping. It's not like that super aggressive, take a chisel and knock out chunks out of the spine. It's not that type of aggressive, but it is an aggressive jimping. You can see there's some grooves there on that jimping. Dual thumb studs, excellent action. It's a big blade, long, fits good in my big hands. This was gonna be my pick. Reversible deep carry pocket clip, RPM 9 steel. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's basically 9 CR. This was almost my pick, but I'm gonna show you what is my pick. Now it's a little too small for me, but I think it is one of the best knives all around on the market when you're talking about the community. Not me, because I'm just one person. When I'm thinking about the all-around community, this is one of the best knives on the market. And it is the CJRB Maximal. And we know the story about this. David C. Anderson wanted a knife that he could recommend to anybody. People would always ask him, what knife do you recommend? And he would ask them, well, what do you want to spend? Do you want a large knife or a small knife? What kind of lock do you want? What type of this do you want? Do you want it left-handed, right-handed? Do you want it, whatever? He would have to ask so many different questions. And there would always be different answers that he would have to have. And he always said, you know what? I want one knife that across the board, I don't have to worry about who you are or what your preferences are. I know if I recommend this, it's going to be a good knife. No matter what your preferences are, this is probably going to touch on a lot of them. And every knife that he would get close to and be like, that's almost a knife that I could do that with, there would be one or two things about it that would be wrong that he would want to change. So he designed the Maximal as an all-around, recommended to anybody, and it's probably going to be a good enough knife for them to carry and use for EDC. And I think he hit the home run. Nail on the head, knocked it out of the park, whatever you want to say. It's fantastic. I love this thing. It's got a reversible deep carry pocket clip, G10 handles. It does have a crossbar lock. It's got dual thumb studs, excellent action. RPM 9 steel, again, this is their proprietary blade steel for Artisan and CJRB, is the RPM 9, which is basically 9 CR. Now, they also have like the Knife Center exclusives where David C. Anderson works. They do have other blade steels with the Maximal, but its standard comes with the 9 CR. But I think for an EDC knife, I think this is the best all around, one of the best all around knives on the market right now for just normal EDC use. Now, if you're talking premium and you're wanting to spend a lot of money, that's a different story because then it should be that good. I'm talking when you're talking budget level, $50, this thing it's just so daggone good. It don't matter who you are, what you like, this is probably going to be good enough for you. And I like this knife, and this is my pick, not because of how much I personally like this knife, because it's too small for my hands, but I like this knife because of how good it is all around for everybody in the community. To me, that makes this a stellar standout knife. And I'm just one of those empathetic people. I like to consider how other people look at things, and this has an appeal for a lot of people. But also, it is just a fantastic and well-made knife. And also, I appreciate and respect the heck out of David C. Anderson. So there's a lot of reasons why this is my favorite CJRB. All right, next let's go Petrified Fish. Petrified Fish is a budget knife that they do have some more premium options, but Petrified Fish is probably one of the best fit and finishes in the price range that you're going to get. They're right there with Migaron. They're another brand where you're going to get that excellent fit and finish even at lower tier prices. And Petrified Fish have some amazing knives when it comes to fit and finish. Even if they're not the best blade steels or whatever, their fit and finish is stellar. It's excellent. And my favorite Petrified Fish, it was almost a Scalor. If it wasn't for that being a lockback, the Scalor would win it so easy for me. But because it is a lockback, I'm going to go with the Hourglass. No surprise here. With the sandalwood wood scales, titanium bolsters, a deep carry pocket clip. Now it's not reversible, so it's right hand only and tip up. There's no thumb studs on this. There is a flipper tab. Look at that action. Look at that blade. That is an EDC blade right there. Look at how much you got a sharp point. You got a lot of belly. You got a lot of edge. K110 steel. So it's going to be decent. Nothing to write home about, but K110 is okay at the budget prices. This is a fantastic knife. And the fit and finish. This is one of those knives right here. Look at this. If you're in a suit and tie, this will go with what you're wearing. If you're in a pair of jeans, this will go with it. If you're in a pair of overalls and you're out in a truck, pickup truck, while everybody's baling hay out on the farm, look at that knife. That matches and fits the criteria and the environment. It doesn't matter where you're at, this knife is going to fit it because it looks awesome. And I think this is one of those knives that can just form to any scenario and situation. It's just a fantastic knife. I love the Hourglass, but that blade shape right there is insane when it comes to EDC. One of the best EDC knives out there, of course. Petrified Fish Hourglass. Let's talk about Bestech. I love Bestech, and there's a lot of good knives. The Slasher, the Swordfish, on and on and on. There's just so many. I got Bestechs back here. I can't remember what they're called. S35VN, titanium handles and stuff like that. So I've got a lot of Bestech. For me, no questions. Not even close. The answer is the Grampus. This is my favorite Bestech. First of all, look how big it is. Also, I mean, kind of look. You know, you see what I'm saying? The blade style, the blade shape. You know, I love that blade shape. That textured, grooved G10 to give you that grip and stuff, that tackiness, even if your hands are wet or whatever. A pocket clip that's not quite deep carry, but it is reversible left hand or right hand. Thick liners and a big steel spacer. And you have a really nice lanyard hole that you can also use for a window breaker, skull crusher, different things like that. And it comes with a liner lock. What's up, buddy?
Soccer sign-ups are still going in the YMCA. I can sign up to play soccer there.
Did you know I was in here doing a video?
What?
Did you know I was in here doing a video?
Yeah. I just wanted to tell you because I just figured it out.
All right, we'll take care of that. I promise, buddy. I love you.
I love you.
So, excellent swedge on the top. Great blade steel. This is in D2, so it's a good it's a good worker knife. It's a good all around, just a beater knife. I like the blade shape. I like how big it is. The finger choil, so you get a good index. Again, a liner lock with steel liners, big, thick, heavy knife, bulky knife. I love the Grampus. It's fantastic. To me, this is the best tech that I have. Oh, that's another caveat to the thing. If I'm showing you these brands and you're like, oh no, well, what about this knife? What about this knife? It probably means that I don't have that knife, so I can't list that knife. I know that there's a lot of Bestechs out there that are probably better than a Grampus, or Petrified Fish that are better than the Hourglass and CJRB, on and on and on and on and on. The Prado or whatever. There's all kinds of knives out there. But if I don't have them, I can't show them or list them. So let's go with Bestechman, since I went with Bestech. The Bestechman is no question, hands down, the Knife Center exclusive Dundee. I love this thing. I wish it wasn't in white G10 handles because I can't use it very much because it's in white G10, and once they get dirty and nasty, they're done. Has an almost complete deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. It is a liner lock with steel liners, but the big thing is this is a Knife Center exclusive with MagnaCut blade steel, and this is coming in around $90. I've seen them on sale for 80 to 85 bucks for the Dundee with MagnaCut. It's got a flipper tab. There is no thumb studs or anything like that, but the action is phenomenal. and it does have a lot of jimping on the blade that goes pretty far down. Now, it's not micro jimping. You definitely get some traction. It's not that super aggressive, but you can feel it, and your thumb is going to have traction. So all in all, a great little knife. Now, it does have this little spot right here that's kind of like a finger choil, so it can give you that same indexing of the grip that a finger choil would, but it's not shaped or curved or contoured like a normal finger choil. But it is a liner lock. All in all, excellent knife. I love the Bestechman Dundee. This is a fantastic knife. This is another knife that if you're in a suit and tie, a black tie event, whatever, you're going to church, a formal event, you want a good knife to take out with you when you go someplace and you're going to go out to eat and you want your own steak knife, but you want something with style, right here you go. Pull out this knife that's got a Magna Cut blade on it. I mean, gosh, you're talking, this is excellent, next level knife right here. And super affordable, well under $100 for this with Magna Cut blade steel. Awesome knife. All right, let's go Kubi. Kubi is no question. There was a couple of Kubis that I was going to think about going with, but with the Kubi, it's really impossible not to choose one. It's impossible not to choose this one. You probably all know what the favorite Kubi is because it's probably most of your favorite Kubi. This Kubi is fantastic. The tidiest. Look at that blade shape. Look at that knife right there. This is all around, in my opinion, the best Kubi that they have. I've got some good Kubis. I've got some really good Kubis. And I'm telling you right now, this one's fantastic. I got one with Bowler M390 and micarta. That one would have won, except for it was too small. This one is the perfect size for me. It's big for my hands. It's got that jimped thumb ramp right there with that jimping, so it's going to feel good in your hand. You can get a grip. It's got a finger choil right there, and it's got a choil right here so you can choke up if you need to. It also is flamed anodized titanium handle with anodized hardware and pivot. Look at that. Deep carry pocket clip. Screws are inset into the handle. Now, it's not reversible. It's right hand only, tip up, but it's an excellent knife. It's also a frame lock, so you're going to get some sturdy security and safety with this, with that good frame lock. It doesn't have thumb studs, but it does have a thumb hole with excellent action, or if you struggle with your thumbs at times like I do, it's got a great flipper tab right there. Look at that blade. You're talking those blood grooves right there or fullers. Excellent. Look at the blade shape. This is not listed as a harpoon blade, but that's basically what it is. It looks a lot like a harpoon style blade, and I love that look. I love that look. Look, that's an excellent EDC blade style right there. Great tip, sharp point, a lot of belly and edge, a very slicey knife. 14C 28M blade steel, so you're going to get decent edge retention, corrosion resistance, toughness, all that good stuff. The handle is the best materials on the knife though, with that flamed anodized titanium. But I love Kubi. All right, let's go a premium knife. Let's go where do I want to go? Let's go Tops. Tops is pretty premium. I'm growing, this knife is really growing on me a lot. Zach, same person that motivated me and inspired me to do this video, also inspired me to get this. He asked me to get this knife and check it out. It is the Tops and Fox collab knife called the Thunderhawk. Titanium handle on one side and a very, like sandpaper, textured G10 on the other. It has a lot of jimping, if you want to call that, it's like geared jimping or grooves or whatever on that thumb ramp, so you can choke up on it. A good finger choil right there. It's not really a finger choil, it's just the way that the handle's contoured, but it almost works like a finger choil. It is a tip down, but it is deep carry, but it is tip down instead of tip up. So I'll be out in a minute. Dual thumb studs, dual thumb studs, excellent blade shape. Now again, this is another Tonto knife that I'm not the biggest Tonto fan for carrying an EDC, but this is an excellent knife right here. I've got the tops back here, the Baja. I've got the top CAT, stands for Covert Anti-Smearism. I've got a few tops. I've got the CUT on the way, coming soon, but this one's just growing on me. This is such a good knife. It's a tops. It's just a fantastic knife all the way around. I like it because of the collab, the military theme of this, and you guys know I'm a military guy. I'm never served because the life had its, but it's my biggest regret. But I do support the military and the law enforcement big time, and this is a knife right up their alley. My son's serving and stuff, so this is a military style knife that I'm absolutely fond of, and this knife is just growing on me. In the beginning, I liked it, but I could have took it or leave it. I got it just to do a review because I was asked to do it, and I liked it. It just didn't really do anything for me. I could take it or leave it. But the more I get it out, the more I use it, the more I handle it, carry it, use it around the house, the more this knife is just really winning me over. And it's a frame lock also. All right, let's go with Kershaw. Now Kershaw, it was almost the Bel Air because of the materials, the aluminum, the Magna Cut, and the crossbar lock, stuff like that. 150 bucks, you know, deep carry, true deep carry pocket clip. It was almost this. But honestly, it's a little too thin, too light, and too small for me to be my favorite. If we're just going by materials, yeah, this is it. But if we're going by my overall preferences, which one I would jerk out to use, if I was going to jerk out one of them to use, if this is sitting on the table next to this knife right here, I'm choosing this knife, and this is the Kershaw broadside. Look at this, another knife. Where did that... I mean, we see a pattern here. We see a theme. This blade style, this blade shape is just my style. I like this a lot. Dual thumb studs, excellent action, crossbar lock. Now, here's the thing. I've been talking to some people the last couple days about people have been mentioning springs. The springs on these are a little, but also I'm going to tell you the springs on the Bel Air is a little timid as well, but I think they're going to hold up just fine. The springs in this are a little soft. They're a little soft. The D10 is not very strong. But it is what it is. There are no perfect knives. I like the shape of it. I like the action. I like the blade style. I like the jimping. I like the dual thumb studs. I like the fact that it's D2, so I'm going to be able to abuse it and beat on it and everything. And it does have very fidgety, excellent action. You know, and yes, if the springs do go out, then, you know, the knife is not $200 or $300, so it's not, you know, breaking the bank. But so far, I've not had any issues. I've not heard of anybody having issues. I've heard of people being afraid of it having issues because of the buoyancy to the strings or whatever you want to call it. No, not buoyancy. Just the tension of the springs, basically. But I like this. The broadside is my favorite. If I had this next to this and I was going by, well, which one's a better knife all around? Well, this is obviously a better knife. Look at the materials. It's obviously a better knife. But if I was going by, well, which one are you just going to pick up and use? I'm going to pick this one up and use it all day because it's more my style. It's more my size. It feels better in my hand. I like using it better. So this is definitely my favorite knife. All right, let's talk about Migaron. Since we talked about Migaron a while ago, Migaron is right up there with Petrified Fish for fit and finish. I love Migaron. I've got several Migarons, the Acri, the Moyarl. That Moyarl could have easily been on this one, but I love this knife so daggone much. The Valona, you guys seen it recently in a challenge. Titanium milled pocket clip, G10 handles, massive spacer or steel liners, and a G10 spacer. Look at those blood grooves or fullers on the blade. Look at that beautiful blade. And that's all 14C28N. So you're going to get good edge retention, good corrosion resistance, a titanium pocket clip, finger choil, excellent. I mean, look how big this knife is. It's fantastic. You're going to be able to do anything with this, and it's going to hold up. If you're wanting to go outside, do survival, bushcraft, whatever, this is a nice, elegant-looking knife, but it could hold up to it. I'm telling you that right now. It's large. It's big. It's got a reversible pocket clip, so you can do left hand or right hand. It's tip up only. This thing has a lot of good features about it, and they're really affordable. I think this is coming in around $55, $56, give or take a couple bucks. So it's really affordable, the Valona. It's a great knife for what you're getting. You're getting all of what this has to offer for $50 or around $50. It's a home run. Knock it out of the park. The Valona. Now, some people think that this knife is just too big for them. This knife is just too big. And I agree that this is probably too big for a lot of people. For me, it's perfect. It's perfect size. I love that blade. I mean, this is a steak knife right here. This is I mean, you could use this for anything. This is massive. This is a chef's knife, a butcher knife. You could do anything with this knife. It's so big. But that's my favorite Migaron is the Valona. All right, let's go. Let's go Chavez. Let's go Chavez. Now Chavez, I've got multiples. The blue label could easily win just because they give you a lot of the same quality and the characteristics of a knife that you're going to get from the red label, but you're getting it at a far more affordable price, and that really appeals to me. You still get the pocket clip, you still get the feel of having a Chavez. Now the materials aren't as nice, but you're still getting good materials. But you still, when you hold it, you still feel like you're holding a Chavez. When you use it, you can still tell that you're using a Chavez. So the blue label could have easily been my choice, but it's not. 100%. It's the Scapegoat Street. Look at this knife. Ignore my fingerprints. This knife is fantastic. Titanium handles, and this is a high grade. I can't remember what the grade titanium is. Titanium spacer here. It does have the skull pocket clip. And it also comes with the regular pocket clip, so you can change it out if you don't want the skull. Dual thumb studs. Has a frame lock, of course. Dual thumb studs. The action on this is fantastic. Excellent. Scapegoat Street. This is Bowler M390 blade steel. So you're going to get a really good blade steel. You're getting a great blade shape right there for EDC. Again, titanium pocket clip, or titanium handles and a titanium pocket clip. The Scapegoat Street. Now these aren't cheap. I mean, these are what, $3 to $3.50, depending on if you get them on sale. Sometimes you can get them for $2.50 or so if you get them on sale, but they're usually around $3 to $3.50, and I absolutely love it. It's worth every daggone penny. Every daggone penny. The Scapegoat Street is a phenomenal knife. I love this one. That's my favorite Chavez. All right, let's go Cancept. You know, Cancept, I almost went with the Baba Yaga. If I can open it. The Baba Yaga. I almost went with this. Another one that Zach asked me to look at. Zach, you're having a theme here in this video. But the Baba Yaga I do like a lot. Titanium handles, milled pocket clip, 20 CV blade, and it's got that Timascus right there that's beautiful. I mean, it's gorgeous. But I'm going to be honest with you. If I had picked this, I would have only been picking this for the wrong reasons because of its materials that it's made out of. I would not have picked it because it's a knife that I'd want to jerk out and use. It's not going to be because I like its blade style better than the others. It wouldn't be for any of the right reasons. I'd rather pick a more affordable knife that I actually like and would use. Not that I love this knife. It's just I don't like it as much as this other one. I definitely wouldn't use it like the other one because this is $300+. So I'm just not going to beat it up. It's just way too daggone nice. So my choice is this right here. The Cancept Spirit. You're getting a milled pocket clip that is almost deep carry. You're getting carbon fiber handles, S35 VN blade, and look at that blade. Look how big it is. You're getting so much cutting edge right there. You're getting a rocker blade that you can rock on a board or whatever if you was doing like chef's work or anything like that. It does have steel liners and a liner lock, but all in all, this thing has carbon fiber and S35VN. And these things are coming around $109, I think. So extremely affordable. And you can get these on sale for $79 to $89 because I've seen them on sale several times for $79 to $89 with S35VN blade. Look at that. It has an elegant look to it, a classy look. I absolutely love the Cancept Spirit. This is my favorite Cancept that I own. There's a lot of them. It was hard for me to choose, but ultimately this is it. If I was going to jerk one out and go to town or use it for EDC, this is the one it's going to be. And it's a fantastic knife, and I absolutely love it. Okay, let's go Benchmade. Benchmade, this is no question for me. This is another one that's super easy, very, very easy. It's the best knife that Benchmade has ever made, in my opinion. It's just the best knife they ever made. There's no comparison, no question. The 940 Osborne. Aluminum handles, that purple spacer, it's iconic. That blade shape is iconic. This is S30V, dual thumb studs, the axis lock, which they are known for. They released it in what, 1988, I think. Came to market in 1989. They bought it in 88 and it came to market in 89. They released this at 2000 at SHOT Show. Or no, it was 2000 at Blade Show. I'm sorry, 2000 at Blade Show. They released the Osborne, and since then it spawned the Mini, the Auto, all kinds of variations, blade steels, different signature style knives and stuff. And the Osborne is still selling strong like hotcakes. I mean, this is an iconic knife of all iconic knives. This thing ain't going nowhere. These things sell a ton of them for a reason, and it is fantastic. And in my opinion, it's the best knife that Benchmade's ever made, and that's why there are so many variations of this knife. Next, I'm gonna show you Buck. Obviously, Buck, there's no question, it's the 110. For a couple reasons. One, because one of the viewers bought it for me and he said, hey, this is not a donation to the channel for a giveaway. This is a personal gift for you. I want you to have this. And I felt bad about taking it, but I did because it was a kind gesture. And I told him I would use it for the channel. And that's what I'm using it for. So the 110, another iconic knife. Since it was designed in 63, it was released in 64, and since it was released in 64, it has spawned over 15 million sales of this knife alone. And it has spawned a lot of variants as well. The 110 Auto, the 110 Slims, the 112, the 112 Auto, on and on and on, because of this knife right here. This, when it was designed and released, it was the first knife with that lockback system that was a folder that was durable and safe and dependable enough to do a lot of the same task as a fixed blade. And it is just an absolutely awesome knife. Wood, scales, brass frame and bolsters, and you got your basic, I think this is this 420? I can't remember if it's 420 or 440, but your blade steel for stainless steel. But what they can do with their heat treat is just next level. They can do more with their budget blade steels than a lot of blades companies can do with premium steels. They get a lot out of it. Let's go Civivi. Civivi, it was a hard one for me because, you know, you got your different knives like your Synergy 4 and your Vision FG. And I'm going to tell you, if this Vision was not the white G10 with the Damascus, then the Vision would probably be my favorite. But this one's just too nice to use. I don't have that much faith into Damascus and stuff like that. So it's a looker for sure. And I love the Super Lock, absolutely, hands down. If this was in a regular blade steel and a different color G10, this would be the knife, no question. But because it's not, it's going to be either the Klingman from Taylor, Best Damn EDC. I don't know why I like this knife so much, but I do. Milled pocket clip, micarta handles, dual thumb studs, This knife is absolutely fantastic. I love this thing. And that action is sweet. It's either, and also this is Nitro V blade steel. So it is frame liners and a liner lock. Typical knife. They're affordable. What, 60, 65 bucks? That action is just second to none. This knife is fantastic. It really is. But the same reason that I would go with the Maximal overall is the same reason that I would go with the Zach Whitmore Yonder. With the micarta handles, the crossbar lock, 14C28 inch spew style blade. The same reason I'd go with the Maximal, I'm going to go with this. Zach Whitmore hit the nail on the head and hit it out of the park. This is a fantastic knife for EDC. It's an all-around knife. No matter if you like larger or smaller knives or whatever, you're going to like this one probably. It's a fantastic knife, and the Yonder is my favorite Civivi knife all around. CRKT could have been the CEO. It could have been the Spew or one of the minimalist lines. There's just so many different CRKTs that I really like, but no question, it's the M16. I just like the M16 line. It's iconic. They've got a million different variations. This knife has a million not literally a million, but a lot. If you want different colors, tan or black, an all black blade, a stainless blade, a bead blasted blade. If you want M1601S or on and on and on, Tonto tips, bigger sizes. There's so many variations to the M16. It's crazy. Now it is reversible, right hand or left handed, but it's tip down only. So right hand or left handed, tip down, and it is a frame lock. Steel handles, and it's basically just HCR stainless steel, but a great little knife right there. An affordable knife, good for EDC, light task, and yeah, I like the M16. Let's go with Tenable. Tenable, look at that cryo. Again, another knife. Look at that. Almost always the same style and variation, the same look. But you know what? Even though this is right up my alley, the size, the crossbar lock, the blade, everything, it's not the cryo. It's this one. The Bomber. With the massive, ginormous chunk of D2 steel with those big massive fullers in the blade, the G-Mascus handles with that funky type of pocket clip right there. It is what it is. But all in all, look how thick this is. It's a massive, heavy, weighty blade, and it's named after Bomber of the Hobbits. And I'll tell you which Hobbit it is. When they have left and snuck out of Bilbo, sneaks in with the ring into the dungeons of the elves, and they're all passed out drunk and stuff, and he's trying to free the dwarves from the dungeons and the cells in the elf woodland realm. He sneaks them out, and then they have to go through that trap door into the river in those wine barrels. So they all get down in there, he releases it, and they go down in, and they're floating down, and the orcs are chasing them on the riverbank, but so are the elves. The elves are fighting the orcs are fighting the elves. Elves and orcs are fighting the dwarves. And one of the dwarves rolls in the barrel up onto the bank and rolls around and then pops his arms through the barrel and starts like windmilling it, spinning it, like killing a bunch of orcs and stuff, and then the barrel shatters off of him, and he runs and he jumps and he lands in one of the barrels in the river, and he's got red hair. That's Bomber, and that's why this is red G-Mascus handle. And look at how big this knife is, because Bomber was a big heavy dwarf with red hair. This is a big heavy knife with red G-Mascus, and I love, and that's all D2 blade steel. That's a massive chunk of D2. Look how thick that is. That's a massive chunk of D2. So I love this knife. All right. Vosteed, was it going to be the raccoon top liner lock? which it very well could be. It could be the raccoon top liner lock. If I was going by folders only, there's no question it's going to be the raccoon top liner lock. No question. But guess what? That is not my favorite Vosteed. Most of y'all should know what my favorite Vosteed is. No question. It's the mink. This is the best budget EDC knife on the market, if you ask me. This thing is fantastic. Look at the handles. Look at that blade. That trailing point. This blade can do anything. It is so awesome. This is such a good EDC blade. It also has a Kydex sheath. I have it set up to do cross draw, so I can carry it cross drawn, but you can set it up so you can do vertical draw or whatever. But this is Nitro V blade steel. Just an all-around great knife. Fantastic knife. I love the mink, and the mink is my favorite Vosteed knife. If I had to choose, now there's some premium Vosteeds that I definitely want, but the ones that I have, it really is. It's between the raccoon and the mink, and I'm telling you, the mink just wins hands down. If I had to choose between these two knives and I didn't have either one, and somebody said you can have one of them, I'm choosing this one and letting this one go back. No question. That's not saying much because this is still an awesome knife. All right, let me go SOG. For SOG, I just have like 4 SOGs, so I don't have very many, but the best one that I've got is definitely the Pro Hen right here. This is in D2 cryo steel. It is a crossbar lock, so it's got great action. It's got a thumb flipper right there. There's no thumb studs. It does have a thumb hole. Textured G10 handles. Excellent action. Good jimping on the blade. Very thick. Again, D2 cryo level D2. Just an all-around good knife. It's sturdy, it's strong, it's tactical, it's durable, it's thick, and everything that you want in a knife, this is going to give to you. It's a little small for my handle, or my hands, I should say, but this is a fantastic knife. I love the Pro Hen. I wish it was bigger because it does squeeze my hand a little bit when I hold it. But other than that, this is a great knife. And I can see why they're so popular with military and law enforcement, because it is a great daggone knife. All right, let me see. Microtech. Zach asked me the MSI or the amphibian. No question, it's the MSI. The amphibian costs more. This one costs like almost $200. The amphibian cost over $300. The amphibian has great materials and stuff. So does this. It's got the ram lock, which is basically crossbar lock, but it's called the ram lock. Bowler and 390 blade steel. Awesome handles. Apocalyptic blade shape. That ramp on for your thumb that's jimped. The action on this is phenomenal. Look at this action. Now this is M390, so people feel one way or the other about M390 from Microtech, but for me and everything that I use it for, it does just fine. It's just more practical than the amphibian. The amphibian is a nice daggone knife, but it's just not practical in a lot of situations where you could still pull this off even though it's a larger knife. So I love the amphibian. I love them both, but this is an awesome one. All right, rake. I've got a lot of different rakes, but for me, no question, I want to show you something. This is the small Sebenza 31 small. This is $550 right there. This is about $40. Look at those shapes. That's why I call this the poor man's Sebenza. Steel handles. It is a frame lock. 14C 28M blade. All anodized, blue anodized hardware and blue anodized pivot. A deep carry pocket clip. It's not reversible, so it's right hand only, tip up. But this knife is excellent. In my opinion, this is the best knife you're going to get under $50. If this knife was sold, if this was an American-made knife, this would be $100 plus. But because it's made overseas, it's far more affordable. But the 801, the P801 from Rake is the best rake that they make. I've got several of them, but this one is by far my favorite, and I think a lot of people are going to agree with me about that. This is a fantastic knife, and I do know a lot of people, 6 or 7 people that have been viewers since I started this channel have reached out to me. Hey, we're going to go ahead and get it. And then they follow up and let me know, we got it in. Oh, you were so right. This thing is amazing. It's awesome. They love it. Now, they could be fibbing to me to keep from hurting my feelings. But so far, everybody seems to absolutely love this and be glad that they got it. Let me see. All right, I just got a couple. Let me see. I got 2 more brands. All right, so first we're going to do Kizer. And Kizer, it was almost a Militol, because Kizer Militol is great for the fixed blade, for the mini Kizer Militol, or the regular size Kizer Militol. It has a taco Kydex sheath, which is just one piece that's folded. Fantastic knife. And I really did want to choose the Kizer because I loved, or the Militol, I mean, because I love the Militol. I love it so much. Fixed blade or folders, the Militol is fantastic. And normally it would win, but honestly, or it could have also been the new Drop Bear, because this thing is fantastic. But it's not either one of those. It is the Momo. I love this knife. Now, I do not like at all, I despise that tab right there, how big that thing sticks up. It catches on everything. It's large. I've caught my fingers on it before. But other than that, this knife is awesome. It's magnificent. Aluminum bolsters, G10 handles, a milled pocket clip. Look at that blade. Look at that blade. 154 CM blade steel, a massive basic butcher knife, sous chef knife, whatever. It feels elegant. It feels classy. It feels sturdy. This knife is just next level. The Kizer Momo. I've also got the mini Momo back here, which is just as nice. It's just in a smaller version. But I'm going to tell you right now, if it was between the mini and this one, there's no question I'm choosing this one all day. This is a fantastic knife. I love the Kizer Momo. And the last knife that I want to show you, the last brand that I'm going to show you is, of course, those who know Carry Spyderco. And my favorite Spyderco is hands down the Shaman. I love the Shaman. This is an XHP blade steel and micarta handles. Now I'm going to tell you, if it comes to what my favorite EDC knife is of Spyderco, it's the Manix 2. But we're not talking about that. We're just talking about overall knives and how much I like them. Not which one do I think is better for EDC. This is just all around, which one do I like better. And there's no question, when it comes to Spyderco, the Shaman is the best knife for me. I love the Shaman. I think it's fantastic. I love this knife. A 4-position pocket clip that you can rotate, the compression lock. Keep almost dozing off. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. 4-position pocket clip. This thing is awesome. It's got Spidey hole jipping on the spine of the handle, or the blade, I mean. Compression lock, micarta handles. Now these are $289 for this version, so it's not cheap, but cheap things aren't good and good things aren't cheap. And this is absolutely my favorite. Now again, it's not the best EDC Spyderco, because in my opinion, that's the Manix 2. But just knives for being knives, and which one I like more, the Shaman is the way to go. It's what I love. All right, guys. There's all kinds of other brands that I've got back here. Tons of other brands. But I don't have 3 blades in them to choose, so I couldn't list them and stuff like that. All right, so there's a couple things I want to go over with you guys really quick. Number 1, merch is coming. I've actually worked out a deal right now. I will have all the specs and specifics and stuff. I will have it all posted on my website, or on my channel, I should say, and links in all the video descriptions from going forward. So here in the next week or so, be looking for me to be posting stuff about merch that will be listed. Nobody has to buy anything. I'm not asking anybody to. I'm probably going to be getting it and giving it away more than anything. But people have asked me, hey, will you do it or why don't you do it and stuff. So now I will have t-shirts, hoodies, ball caps, and I want to find a place where I can get some stickers made with my logo. Premium members, I appreciate all you premium members. We're getting up there. Premium members, we will be doing the knife of the month on the last day of the month. I can't wait to do that. If you join and you join at tier 1, you get 1 name in the hat. Join at tier 2, you get 3 names in the hat. And tier 3, you get 5 names in the hat. And what that means is we literally draw a name out of a box or a hat on the last day of the month for premium members only, and the winner gets the knife of the month. That's only for premium members. And the more members that are in there, the nicer the knives will be, because I don't keep any of the money. It all goes to the premium members club and the premium members knife of the month. So if anybody wants to join for that knife, you can get your name in a drawing and possibly win. So it's fun, and it's just a way to give away more knives, honestly. So I appreciate it, guys. We got channel Discord linked in the channel description, Instagram linked in the channel description. I appreciate all you guys. I'm trying to work through our situation. Still exhausted and beat down and stuff, but I'm faking it till I make it, and I'm just going to keep going. And I love talking knives with you also. I appreciate it very much. So thank you, guys. I'm Chris, the Unprofessional Dad, and until next time, I wish you all sharp knives and happy lives. Take care, guys.